Now on CoastTV News.
5 Points car accident, what we know about this crash and how long it gummed up traffic.
Taking his case to the people, a former principal embroiled in scandal looks to clear his own name.
We're not going to have lands in Delaware anymore.
A massive housing development moving forward right here in Harbison. Why neighbors have a lot of concerns with this proposed new neighborhood.
A warning for park goers in Assateague, what you need to know about Delmarva's wild horse population.
And we can already feel Jack Frost's influence in the air tonight, and there'll be more examples like tonight in a very chill forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Controversial development. This land could turn into a big development, leaving neighbors asking, when is enough enough? Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our News at 11. We begin tonight with the housing push in Sussex County.
This development, called Peck Farm, was recently given preliminary approval from the Planning and Zoning Commission, but people that live nearby say it is a disaster waiting to happen.
Coast TV's Charles Reiner is following the push and pull of the people that already live on the coast and the people still hoping to move in.
Pamela Hayes has lived in her home on Martin's Farm Road since the 1980s. She says she wants her quiet neighborhood to stay that way.
I bought this land, my husband and I, and because we wanted to be in the country. Well, now there isn't going to be any country left.
Right down the road from Hayes' home is where more than 120 homes on 64 acres could be built. That development, called Peck Farm, was granted preliminary approval from the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission. But the people who live here say Martin's Farm Road simply cannot support that many houses.
I believe on our road, roughly, we have about 70 houses. And that's about a 3-mile road, maybe 3 mile plus. And here we are trying to cram 128 houses on just a small 60-acre lot.
We did reach out to the applicant for this development, and we haven't heard anything back. The commission approved the plans for multiple reasons. There are no wetlands on the property, it follows county code, and the developers are going to be required to work with DelDOT to make the necessary road improvements. But Austin Levert isn't so convinced the county's priorities are in the right place.
I think the folks that are making the decisions about this ultimately, just care about the dollars that come to them and, not about the well-being of the county as a whole, and it doesn't preserve any of the, the rural character of the place. Developments
like Peck Farm keep popping up here along the coast, and as long as Delmarva remains a great place to live, that's a trend that's likely to continue. It is important to note that final approvals are still needed before any shovels can hit the ground. I'm Charles Reiner in Harbison, Coast TV News.
New tonight, yet another accident in the 5 Points intersection. Take a look at this video from earlier this evening. The front of that car is smashed up against the back bumper of the tractor trailer. Fire police directed traffic as emergency response vehicles arrived. You can see the airbags deployed from the impact of that crash. Delaware State Police and the Lewis Fire Department responded. The Lewis Fire Department says thankfully there were no injuries and the crash was quickly cleared. Taking a live look outside into Ocean City, getting cooler out there this evening. So let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, for the forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. We have Jack Frost indeed paying us a serious visit, first and foremost. In Dover right now, for example, we're at 33 degrees. We're only one piddly little degree above freezing, and we'll cross that threshold pretty quickly and pretty easily for the rest of the evening. I mean, take a look. We're going to cross it within the next hour. Then we'll drop down to 29 degrees and clear skies by 3 o'clock in the morning. We have a hard chill, or I would say a hard freeze, kicking in for tomorrow. Even for Laurel, for example, we're already looking at about 29 degrees by midnight, and then we'll stay at about 29. We'll oscillate back between 30 and 29, but both obviously below freezing. Overall, we have a gale wind warning that's reinitiated for us off of the coast for us for a good portion of Sussex County. This means the winds are picking up and the cold is picking up, which means go from your sort of winter coat to go getting the serious one for the next couple of days. And when we come back, Mallory, we're going to start talking about snow.
I don't like that word, Paul. But for more weather updates to see what Paul's talking about with that snow, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you may need.
We have a new update on a murder in Laurel that happened back in September. Delaware State Police say 19-year-old Azur Horsi of Laurel was indicted by a Sussex County grand jury on Tuesday and then taken into custody today. He was charged with seven felony crimes and is now in jail on more than $3 million cash bond. Delaware State Police say 2 people were found shot in a parked car on West 6th Street on the night of September 10th. 26-year-old Taylor German died. A 41-year-old Millsboro man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries and was later discharged.
A hometown victory celebration for the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, took a violent turn today as gunfire rang out in the crowd.
New tonight, authorities now say 1 person is dead, at least 21 others injured. Police say they've detained 3 people.
Emily Schmidt breaks down what we know so far.
The thrill of being part of the crowd, Super Bowl champs nearly close enough to touch, too quickly became the fear of being part of the crowd when gunshots rang out.
All of a sudden, people started crushing forward. Everybody started running. There was screaming. We didn't know what was happening, but this day and age, when people run, you run.
The shooting happened at a rally outside of Union Station. Kansas City Chiefs players, the governors of Missouri and Kansas, and hundreds of thousands of people were there. While the players and governors were safe, more than 20 people were injured in the shooting.
When the shooting started, I, like many others, ran for safety. I saw a number of agencies, including the Kansas City Police Department, officers with guns drawn who were running towards danger.
Kansas City's police chief says there were more than 800 officers working the event. Many helped people to safety, helped the injured. Now an investigation into what sparked the shooting is underway.
We saw the police swarm a stairwell, and then we heard another pop from there. And that's when I was like, okay, we're gone.
I'm angry at what happened today.
Police are asking witnesses for video which may help shed light on what happened. In a post on social media, the team said it is saddened by the senseless act of violence. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes expressed prayers for the city.
Parades, rallies, schools, movies, it seems like almost nothing is safe. And we had hundreds of law enforcement there working hard today.
Kansas City's mayor said he and too many more, quote, became part of a statistic of too many Americans who have experienced a mass shooting. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Next, in the lawsuit involving a former Sussex Central High School student, Bradley Layfield is set to hold a public hearing tomorrow to share his side of the story. In November, Principal Bradley Layfield received written notice that he was being fired following a criminal investigation into allegations made by 18-year-old Anaya Harmon. She claims a video of a school fight was shared in May in which her breast was exposed and a meme was circulated. Layfield's attorney Thomas Newberger previously said the principal shared the video with other staff members out of a concern for safety and played no part in creating or circulating a meme. In January, her lawsuit against the school and district was dropped, but is still in place against Layfield and assistant principal Matthew Jones. She claims Layfield acted inappropriately. Layfield's attorney has repeatedly pledged to get all claims dropped. The public hearing is at 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Cheer Center in Georgetown.
As we just went over a bit, a lawsuit filed against Sussex Central and the Indian River School District was dismissed in January by the Delaware Superior Court. The judge ruled the district was not responsible for Anaya Harmon's claims. Harmon had sued because the video showing her breasts during a school fight was shared. The court said the school and district leaders, principals Bradley Layfield and assistant principal Matthew Jones, weren't responsible for the issue. However, Harmon's lawyer plans to refile the lawsuit if they find more evidence and is still taking legal action against Layfield and Jones for sharing the video.
Tonight, the state fire marshal is still investigating what caused a fire at Beshy's Furniture's warehouse today. It happened on Route 9, just west of Gravel Hill Road. Take a look at your screen. The outside of the building may look unscathed, but the problem was inside. Firefighters were seen focusing on the roof of this warehouse. The fire had reportedly made its way into the ceiling. We're told the power was shut off to the building and the fire was quickly brought under control. CoastTV spoke to the Georgetown Fire Chief about what crews faced when they arrived.
When we arrived on scene, there was a fire in the wall that had gotten up into the ceiling. It looked like it started some type of electrical fire in the wall. The fire marshals are still doing their investigation.
Chief Rogers says thankfully the building was evacuated and there were no injuries. However, we weren't allowed inside of the building, so it's unclear what the extent of the damage is to the furniture or other products at Beshi.
On the coast now, parking, always a hot topic in Rehoboth Beach. Currently, our meter parking fees in Rehoboth Beach is $3, but city commissioners could vote to up that price, and commissioners could look to change that price since the parking is one of the city's biggest sources of revenue. The city says it needs more ways to pay for city projects and employee resources, but one person who works in Rehoboth Beach thinks that this increase is going to hurt locals.
It's going to affect the people that usually come here, especially like the local people outside of the beach, Millsboro and all that, are on a budget, and they like to bring their families, like, you know, on a holiday, and then they have to pay.
The Rehoboth Beach mayor says at this time there is no set number for how much hourly parking could go up, but Mayor Mills doesn't believe commissioners will be discussing going above $4 an hour. Let's go right into our Coast TV poll from here. We want to know, what should Rehoboth Beach do for that additional revenue they seem to need?
Take a look at your screen. Here's the updated results from earlier this evening. The majority, 50%, say build a parking garage. I think that people have been saying that needs to be done for a decade or so by this point. 33% say explore grant options. 12% say increase the parking fees. 5% say increasing business taxes could do it.
Interesting that grant one has jumped way up. If you haven't voted yet, you still can at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. First, we'll take you to Milford, where a controversial proposed pallet village, speaking about it, is going to be a little bit later than expected. The city was supposed to tackle it Valentine's Day. Council's going to meet 2 weeks later. Springboard Collaborative wants to build the temporary housing area for the homeless in Milford, similar to its existing village in Georgetown. Assateague Island National Seashore is reminding everyone, keep your distance from all wildlife. Park Service reminds folks you must be 40 feet away from the wild horses and 150 feet away from seals. But as a rule of thumb for any animal, if your presence causes the animal to change its behavior, you're too close. Take a look at these images. Multiple cars, tractors, boats, and farming equipment caught on fire in Ellendale. It happened early Wednesday morning on Porter Drive. The Ellendale Volunteer Fire Company says a barn also caught fire. Good news, though, nobody was hurt. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
A verdict in the $370 million civil fraud case against former President Donald Trump is expected by the end of the week. A person with direct knowledge of the situation tells NBC News that State Judge Arthur Engeron could issue his decision as early as Friday. The judge has already found that Trump and his executives engaged in fraud. That's not what's being decided here. What is still yet to be determined is the issue of intent and what penalties Trump and his company should pay. Trump has called the case politically motivated and has denied any wrongdoing.
And while we wait to hear the verdict in the civil fraud case, tonight, Special Counsel Jack Smith is asking the Supreme Court to let a lower court ruling stand. Now, that ruling would deny former President Donald Trump immunity to criminal prosecution in his election subversion case. The justices likely to decide how to proceed within the next few days. Smith wants the case to go to trial before November's election, while Trump wants to delay it. If Trump becomes president again, his attorney general would have the power to dismiss the case entirely. We're just beginning here on a Wednesday.
Still to come, Elon Musk is still mad at Delaware, and now he's taking one of his companies from the first state and reincorporating it in Texas.
And we could see a touch of the white stuff this weekend. Yeah, I'm actually talking about real snow. More on that in a moment.
But first, Ocean City's plans to up its safety for cyclists and pedestrians. We're going to have that story in just 60 seconds.
If you're looking for good old-fashioned customer service with a smile and a handshake, come see how we treat you like family at First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Save up to $7,500 on this 2024 Silverado.
Save up to $3,300 on this 2024 Equinox.
Sales, service, parts, body shop, and towing, all at one convenient location in Georgetown, 1 mile north of the DMV.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first. Together, let's drive.
Turn your vision into a reality with Capstone Homes Design Center, bringing personalization, luxury, and quality all into one location, where you'll meet with our certified design consultant that'll show you exactly what you're choosing, so you can make the best choice for you when designing your new home. From first home to vacation houses, we build and design homes for everyone. Set up your appointment now and design your dream home today at Capstone Homes.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
The Ocean City Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee has put forward several initiatives aimed at improving Ocean City's safety for cyclists and pedestrians. Some topics discussed were adding bike racks between 143rd to 146th Street, adding green bicycle paint markings on roadways, and to add more bike lights around Ocean City for cyclists and pedestrians. A local dog walker in Ocean City we spoke to thinks the overall safety right now is great.
I think it's pretty safe. I come down here quite a bit now with him, my dog, and it's safe.
The Ocean City Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee is still in talks about finalizing any of these additions with the Ocean City Council.
New tonight, it looks like Elon Musk is still mad at the First State after a recent ruling made in a Delaware court that voided a $50 billion pay package, and now he's using one of his many companies to fight back. He tweeted earlier this evening that SpaceX has moved its state of incorporation from Delaware to Texas, adding, "If your company is still incorporated in Delaware, I recommend moving to another state as soon as possible." Now, due to Delaware's advantageous business laws, more than 60% of the companies that are in the Fortune 500 are actually incorporated in Delaware. Whether any of those companies follow Elon's lead remains to be seen.
So we have a serious and genuine cold air mass in place for now, and it's setting the stage for the possibility and the likelihood of snow over the weekend. Our Gateway Subaru camera right now in Ocean City highlighting we're at 37 degrees and we're expected to drop down to 33 by 1 o'clock, then down to freezing by 3 o'clock in the morning. Now our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis already is holding at freezing, 32 degrees right now, and we're going to fall to below freezing and pretty much stay right at freezing actually from 1 to about 3 o'clock under mostly clear skies. If you need your weather and you need to just call and get it real quick, we have a hotline for you. It's 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by Baird, Mendeles, Brogstead, and Federico. Gale wind warnings have just been reinitiated for our area along the entire coast. Now this means we're watching out for 40-mile-per-hour winds, which means we're about to push our yellow alert day to a full first alert day or red day, so to speak. We have a trough that's actually to our north right now. High pressure on the other side of us, keeping it quiet for tonight and clear for tonight with a frontal boundary that's already pushed through. But we have some ugliness coming in out of the southwest. Right now, though, it's nice and pretty cold too, by the way. 28 degrees in Seaford currently. We're at 31 in Greenwood, Milford, Georgetown, and in Delmar. Now, how much colder are we? About 4 degrees colder throughout most of Delmarva, but over towards Easton, we're like 10 degrees colder now than we were 24 hours ago. It feels like 31 degrees in Greenwood, Georgetown, as well as Delmar, and it's the feels like temperatures that's going to really get your attention because we have a couple of days of really hard freezes that are going to hit. Now, we have a hard freeze for tomorrow morning, okay? That's the first order of business. Then we have another hard freeze on Sunday. But also, before we get to Sunday, Saturday, we're going to have a chance of rain. That's why we're showing the icicles right now to get your mind in the right place, because here it comes, folks. Thursday morning, it's going to feel like 21 degrees tomorrow morning when you factor in the temperature and the wind. So what are we talking about tomorrow morning? Uncomfortably cold for Thursday morning. Got it? cool. Friday morning, 28, still cold, but 28 degrees. Saturday, 27, okay. Sunday, you're just going to wake up mad Sunday, okay? Just get ready for that, because it's going to feel like 17 degrees just about everywhere, except right along the beach, where it's going to feel like exactly 20 degrees in the early morning hours. And that cold's going to carry on into Monday. So winds are pushing out to the south for Thursday. And as we go into Friday, they'll shift out of the west. Now, Friday is when we start accumulating more moisture throughout the afternoon. You see how the cloud cover thickens here? It sets the stage for the chance of snow. Now, that snow is going to kick in the morning time, and it moves across on Saturday. But the good news is the snow's not supposed to stick around for a long period of time. Although it's a big swath of snow. For example, here's what it's going to look like at 7:30 Saturday. But then by noon, you can see most of the snow is coming to an end. By noon, it's totally gone by the time we get into the evening hours. One quick thing before we round it up, but we are concerned about this little slice of 3-inch rain right here. All right, throughout central portions of Sussex County. I'll still wait to see that. My old mentor told me, never believe the amount till you see the whites of its eyes. So I'm going to wait till it blinks before we start saying 4 inches of snow. Starry night for tonight, hardcore chill. 47 for tomorrow. And remember, Friday's the setup for the snow on Saturday, okay? Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. Coming up next, looking for love in all the wrong places, tips from the experts to help you avoid romance scams.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life. Discover how a nonprofit has transformed lives in the autism community for 25 years. Plus, we spill the tea. A teen's dream of flying is threatened by family finances. Tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Let the steam rise like the majestic Mount Fuji, unveiling a new ramen restaurant in Salisbury. The Fuji Ramen House is an adventure with each tantalizing bite. Enjoy your experience in a cozy Japanese-themed setting and indulge in mouth-watering appetizers, rice bowls, curry, and of course, our ramen. Handcrafted noodles simmering in a delicious broth with your choice of toppings. Elevate your taste to new heights and savor the umami flavors of authentic ramen at Fuji Ramen House, located behind East Moon.
Get your camera ready to snap QR codes that reveal big savings during Toyota's President's Event, where special low APR financing can mean thousands in savings on a growing number of in-stock trucks, including half-ton Tundras with 4.99% APR, or off-road ready Tacomas with low 3.99% APR. Visit buyatoyota.com to find President's Event deals on your favorite vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Are leaves and debris causing issues with your gutter? No need to risk climbing a shaky ladder ever again. We have the permanent solution. Gutter Helmet, America's #1 choice in gutter protection for over 40 years. Engineered to manage the heaviest of rainfalls, letting water flow freely. And the best part, never clean your gutters again, guaranteed. The lifetime warranty is transferable, so you can rest assured that you'll never have to replace your Gutter Helmet system. And right now, save 20% on your new gutters and Gutter Helmet. Call Gutter Helmet today for your free estimate.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Little Mike gets me NBA All-Star ready. Mike on time! Plus, we've got Gina Torres. And all next week, catch your favorite HGTV design duos.
Thursday at 2 on Coast TV.
Love is in the air this Valentine's Day, but is there anything more insidious than somebody trying to scam the lonely?
As Jen Sullivan reports, it's a growing problem, and in today's day and age, it's a lot easier for criminals to hide behind a screen.
More couples are finding their partners online. According to Pew Research Center's most recent data, nearly half of Americans who were single and looking to date turned to online dating. But not everyone finds true love on the internet. For some, what they find is far from a fairy tale. We're talking about romance scams, where criminals adopt a fake identity to gain a victim's trust and later exploit them for money.
Romance scams have become an industrial scale operation.
Dr. Vahid Bezadon says these types of scams are becoming increasingly more sophisticated as technology advances, especially with the use of AI.
The fake persona can have a real-time video call with the victim.
The FTC says nearly 70,000 people reported a romance scam in 2022. These scams don't just break your heart, they can also break your bank account. The financial losses from those scams in 2022 hitting a staggering $1.3 billion.
Losing that sense of yourself,
is something that I find, personally just emotionally devastating.
Amy Nossinger with AARP says older Americans are easy targets for these scammers.
We know that the criminals go where the money is, and older adults do hold the majority of wealth in the United States.
Scammers often use common phrases like, "Someone close to me is sick. I can teach you how to invest. I need help with an important delivery," to scam you out of money. The FBI recommends researching the person's photo and profile. Beware if the person wants to quickly communicate directly instead of online, or if they have excuses to not meet in person. And never send money to anyone you haven't met in person. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
3 officers were shot this morning in Washington, D.C. They were serving an arrest warrant obtained by the Humane Society for cruelty to animals. The man refused to come outside and shot at officers when they tried to go into the home. They all have non-life-threatening injuries. A major Milford ramp closure starts tomorrow. Coming up, how this will impact your commute.
We salute Michael Satterfield Jr. Michael's journey of service spans from the U.S. Air Force to his current roles as a rescue lieutenant in Powellville and an EMT firefighter in Powellville and Delmar. His commitment to community and country shines through his dedicated service. Michael also contributed as security forces police in the military and was deployed to Qatar in 2010 for Operation Enduring Freedom. Achieving his childhood dream, Michael exemplifies true dedication as a community firefighter.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Uncover the perfect blend of comfort, innovation, and safety at Gateway Subaru. And right now, it's your choice. Choose what fits your lifestyle and budget. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Forester for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 2.9%. Choose to lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Gateway Subaru, where every choice leads to a new adventure. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
The job of a Delaware Electric Cooperative employee is dangerous, but the biggest threat our team faces may come from you. Drivers are putting our crews in danger, speeding past line workers while they restore power. Help our co-op employees return home to their families at the end of the day. Slow down or move over when you see utility employees and first responders working along area roads. It's not just the right thing to do, it's also the law. Stay safe, stay vigilant, move over, and slow down.
Not sure what to get your Valentine this year? How about a new walk-in shower from Baths by Spicer Brothers? Right now, through February 14th, save 14% off your entire project and take advantage of no interest and no payments for 18 months. Plus, receive a set of 2 luxury bathrobes. And your new shower can be installed in as little as 1 day with factory-certified 5-star installation guaranteed. Don't miss out. This offer ends February 14th. Baths by Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Wheelers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Wheelers, where people matter.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Milford drivers need to plan ahead. Starting tomorrow, DelDOT will be replacing bridge joints on Route 1 near Cedar Beach Road. That means the ramps on Route 36 will be closed. The work is going on through mid-April.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Tonight, the University of Delaware women's lacrosse squad trying to start their season 2-0 and matching up with UMBC. And early on, the Retrievers took control. Mary Ellis zips one in front to Grace Bruce, who finishes it into the back of the net, tying things at 1. And UMBC kept rolling. Later in the quarter, Retrievers up 3-1, and they'd find another bone. This time, Colby Whedon puts it on a platter for Bruce, who bounces one home. 4-1 UMBC heading to the second. But then the Blue Hens started to fight back. Down by 2 in the second quarter, Callie Drab rips one by the keeper and makes it a 1-goal game. Later in the quarter, Retrievers back up 2, and the Blue Hens go back to the well. Drab scores another to bring the Blue Hens back within 1. And the third quarter is where Delaware took over this game. Tie score, Kira Grant says, "I'll do it myself." First lead for the Blue Hens since early in the first quarter. 7 minutes later, Blue Hens on the break, darting into the sun, and Jacqueline Marzell scores it, falling down. Her 6th goal of the season gives Delaware a 2-goal lead. Into the fourth, the Blue Hens put the Retrievers to bed. Marzell scores yet another goal. The University of Delaware goes on to win it 9-6, and the Blue Hens are now 2-0 on the season. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, you're always a local at Beach Barrels in North Ocean City. Enjoy great times and great vibes at our unique bar. Try our award-winning Primo Hoagies that are made fresh to order. Cheer on your favorite sports team on our numerous big screens. Our live music scene is out of this world, hosting the area's best local and regional acts. Come in, grab a seat, or enjoy our brand new outside deck featuring beautiful palm trees, comfy seating with a tropical vibe. We're open every day from 10 a.m. till 2 a.m. See you at Beach Barrels, 133rd and Coastal Highway.
The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Get great offers on Ford's full lineup of SUVs, designed to give you freedom, confidence, and connectivity. Plus, complimentary pickup and delivery with your scheduled maintenance. Don't miss the President's Day sales event and the savings going on now. Get 0% financing for 60 months on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Ford dealer.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today, and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
I had stage 4 breast cancer, and my child had to be born, that they were going to take her by emergency C-section. They did not know if she was going to make it. I was like, this is not my story. This is not my daughter's story. This is not how this is going to go. And the doctor looked at me and was like, we're going to make this okay. The people of Bay Health had a commitment to me and to my children.
Well, you're always a winner when you tune into us, but tonight's special winner is going to be James Dean. Apparently not the actor, just great name. James Dean from Rehoboth Beach, congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Our Tyndall's furniture camera showing us in Ocean City, we're at 36 degrees, and we're going to drop to 32 by 3 o'clock in the morning under mostly clear skies and light winds out of the north. We were concerned about the possibility of flooding a bit earlier. Now we're no longer concerned with that. We're looking for very gusty winds off the coast to continue to be the case for us. Here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. Now, this day on Saturday, look for tomorrow, starting in the morning time, that this is likely going to be upgraded to a first alert day because we're looking for possibly 3 inches of snow and now upgrading to about 35-mile-per-hour winds.
Thank you for the update there, Paul. And thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.